Hello, happy crocheters. This is Lindsay from windingroadcrochet.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really nice crochet beanie. If you like this tutorial, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. So this is the beanie we are going to be making. I'm going to show you how to make it in several different sizes. And I really think this is a really nice, simple beanie. It's got these horizontal ribbing and then has the vertical ribbing that is very stretchy at the bottom. So it's a nice, tight brim. And I really think it would look nice on both men and women, as well as you can tell here on babies. This pattern is broken into 3 parts. You're going to have the crown rows, the side rows, and the brim rows. And depending on what size you're making, you'll work a different number of rows in each section. And those will be listed off to the side of the screen. So for this project, you are going to need a size H or 5mm crochet hook. You are going to need a yarn needle, scissors, and some kind of worsted weight or weight for yarn. I am using Red Heart with Love. The color is spinach and it is a size 4 yarn. I'll put a material list up on the side of the screen. You can find the written pattern at windingroadcrochet.com. So we are going to get started. You want to make sure you leave a nice long yarn end, and we're going to make a slip knot. We're going to be making a magic circle, but I do mine a little differently. Insert your hook and tighten your knot. Take your yarn end and wrap it around your thumb. Now we are going to work half double crochet stitches over both strands of yarn. So you'll yarn over, insert your hook into the center of our loop we've made under both strands of yarn, yarn over, pull up your loop, yarn over, and create your half double crochet. We are going to work 8 half double crochet into this magic circle for round 1. Depending on what size you're making, you're going to work a different number of rounds for the crown rows. For the preemie size, you work rows 1 through 5. Baby size, you'll stop after row 6. Toddler, stop after row 7. Child, stop after row 8. Small adult, you'll work 1 through 9. And then the adult size, rows 1 through 10. And I apologize, I will be mixing up rows and rounds. I typically like to refer to everything as rows. Once we've completed our 8 half double crochet, we're going to take this yarn end and pull it tight. It's going to close up the center of our circle, and from here we are going to slip stitch to the very first half double crochet. For this pattern, I do not count my turning chain as a stitch, and we will be turning at the end of every row. For round 2, we are going to chain 1 and then turn our work. For this round, we are going to work 2 half double crochet in every stitch. So 1, and into the same stitch, we're working another half double crochet. Now we are going to repeat this, working 2 half double crochets in every stitch around. You'll have a total of 16 half double crochets at the end of the row. When we reach the end of the row, you will just slip stitch to the very first half double crochet. Now for row 3. We will chain 1 and turn. In this row and every other row continuing on, we are going to work in the front middle bar. So if you look at your stitches, your front middle bar is right here on the front of your work. You have your back loop, your front loop, and then you have this horizontal loop in the middle of your stitch that is sometimes referred to as the front middle bar. We're going to yarn over and work a half double crochet into that front middle bar. Now moving to the next stitch, we are going to work 2 half double crochets into the front middle bar. Doing this will cause the front and back loop to turn forward and create a ribbing on the front of our work. Moving on, we're going to work a half double crochet followed by an increase, just as we've done. So half double crochet in the front middle bar, 2 half double crochets in the front middle bar, and repeat that pattern all the way around. From here on out, all of your odd rows should be worked in the front middle bar. When you reach the end of round 3, we are just going to slip stitch to the very first half double crochet. Make sure you find that very first half double crochet. We don't want to lose any stitches. To begin round 4, we are going to chain 1 and turn. For this round, we're going to work regular half double crochets, and we're going to half double crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then work 2 half double crochets in the following stitch. So half double crochet, increase. That is our repeat pattern. So first half double crochet, second half double crochet, and then 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. That is our repeat pattern, and we are going to repeat it all the way around this row for a total of 32 stitches. When you reach the end of round 4, we are going to slip stitch the very first half double crochet. Starting round 5, we are going to chain 1 and turn. We're on an odd row, so we're working in the front middle bar. We are going to work a pattern of half double crochet in the first 3 stitches, working into that front middle bar. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're working 2 half double crochets into the next middle bar. That is our repeat pattern, and we're going to repeat it all the way around our project. At the end of this row, you will have a total of 40 stitches. When you reach the end of round 5, you will slip stitch to the very first half double crochet. Round 6, we're going to chain 1 and turn, working regular half double crochets. We are going to half double crochet in the first 4 stitches and follow that with an increase. So half double crochet once, half double crochet again, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. So 2 half double crochet worked into the same stitch. That is our repeat pattern for this round. We are going to repeat this all the way around, and you'll have a total of 48 stitches when you are done. At the end of round 6, you are going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet. And depending on what size you're working, you may not need the next set of rows. But we will continue. For round 7, chain 1 and turn. It's an odd row, so we are working in the front middle bar. We are going to work a half double crochet into the first 5 stitches. I'm going to crochet a little bit faster, just so that you're not sitting here watching me for too long as I crochet 5 stitches. Once you have your 5 half double crochets worked in the front middle bar, we're going to work 2 half double crochets into the next front middle bar. So 5 half double crochets followed by an increase, all worked in the front middle bar, is our repeat for this row. Repeat this all the way around your project for a total of 56 stitches. When you reach the end of the row, slip stitch to the first half double crochet. Again, pay attention to what size you are making so that you know when to stop the crown rows. For row 8, we are going to chain 1 and turn, and we are on the outside of our hat working an even row, so we're going to work normal half double crochets. We're going to half double crochet into the first 6 stitches. That's 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to work half double crochet increase. So 2 half double crochets worked into the next stitch. So our repeat is 6 half double crochets and then an increase. Repeat that all the way around. You'll have a total of 64 stitches. At the end of the row, you're just going to slip stitch the first half double crochet. If you're making a child-size beanie, you would be stopping here for your crown rows. Moving on to row 9, we are going to chain 1 and work a half double crochet into the first 7 stitches. Again, we're working an odd row, so we are working into the front middle bar. Once you have 9 half double crochets worked, you will then work 2 half double crochets into the next front middle bar. So our repeat is 9 half double crochets and then an increase. Repeat it all the way around for a total of 72 stitches. At the end of the row, slip stitch to the first half double crochet. This is the size for a small adult. You would stop here and go on to the side rows. We are making a large adult hat, so we have row 10 to work with. For row 10, we are going to half double crochet, chain 1 turn, half double crochet into the first 8 stitches. After those 8 stitches, you are going to work 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. So 8 half double crochets and then an increase. Repeat it all the way around for a total of 80 stitches. At the end of the row, slip stitch to the very first half double crochets. That is the crown for the adult size hat. This will fit someone with around a 23 to 24 inch head. At least it fits my husband, and that is his head size. Every head is different, so make sure to check the sizing information, and if you can, measure the person's head that it is going to. Now we are going to work our side rows, and this is where it gets slightly confusing because some sizes are on an odd row and some are on an even row. If you are making the baby, the child, or the adult size, this row will be worked in the front middle bar. You will simply chain 1 and work a half double crochet in the front middle bar of every stitch around. Your stitch count should always be the very same stitch count as the last row you worked for the crown rows. If you are working the size for preemie, toddler, or small adult, this is actually an even row for you, and you are going to be working regular half double crochets all the way around. When you reach the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet. Now we will work side row 2. For this row, if you're working the baby, the child, or the adult size, now we're going to chain 1 and turn and half double crochet around. Last row is in the front middle bar. This row is a normal half double crochet. Then for this row, if you are working the preemie, toddler, or a small adult size, you will be working side row 2 in the front middle bar. Half double crochet in the front middle bar in every stitch around. To complete the sides of the hat, all you need to do is continue repeating size row 1 and side row 2 until you have the number of total rows needed for your size. For the preemie size, continue repeating side rounds 1 and 2 until you have a total of 10 rows. For the baby size, work until you have 12 rows. The toddler size will have 14 total rows. The child size will have 16 total rows. Small adult will have 18 total rows, and the adult size will have a total of 20 rows at the end of your side section. So I had just finished up my 20th row for this adult hat. You can see how we just continued alternating, working in the front middle bar and regular half double crochets. Now I'm going to make the brim. I'm going to chain one and turn, and I'm going to work front post and back post half double crochets. So we're going to yarn over, going from the side of the stitch. We're going to go underneath the post of the stitch and over through the other side of the stitch. So we're going around the back of our stitch and back up the front. We're going to yarn over and then complete our half double crochet. Find your next stitch. We're going to go in from one side. From the back this time, we're going a back half double crochet. So coming in from the back, around the stitch, and then back out the back on the other side of the stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Pull all the way around that stitch. And it can be a little hard to get the hang of, especially in the first row. So now I completed my half double crochet. Let's go ahead and do this again. Go from the front, around the back of the stitch, and back out the front for a front post half double crochet. Yarn over and pull your loop through that stitch. Yarn over and create a half double crochet. From the back to the front, around your stitch, and out the back again for our back post half double crochet. Pull the loop through, yarn over, and pull through for your half double crochet. You are going to keep repeating this all the way around, working a front post half double crochet followed by a back post half double crochet. If you'd like to learn post stitches individually and a little bit slower, I do have a video for that, and I will link it up in the cards if you're watching this on YouTube. This is our repeat row for the brim. So when you make it all the way around the row, you are going to slip stitch to the very first half double crochet. You can see how we're getting a nice rib texture. This actually tightens up your hat a little bit, making it really cling to your head very well. But now all we are going to do is repeat brim round one. So we're going to chain one and turn. It's a little bit easier this time because those stitches are pulled out for you. Going to yarn under and go under your stitch. So going from one side to the other, going under that stitch, yarn over and pull through your loop, yarn over and create your half double crochet. Yarn over, this time going to the back, go under that stitch. As I said, it is much easier because these stitches are now pulled out for us from that first round. Yarn over and pull through that stitch. And then just repeat the process. So front post half double crochet followed by a back post half double crochet, and repeat that all the way around to make a really pretty vertical ribbing. Depending on what size you are making, you are going to repeat this row a certain number of times. So you are going to repeat the brim row 1 4 times for both the preemie and the baby size. You're going to repeat the row 5 times for toddler size, 6 for a child size, and 7 times for both the small and the adult size. It will give you a nice, appropriate sized brim for each size. When you are done, you are going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet of your last row, yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook and fasten off. Now all we need to do is sew in what should hopefully be only 2 yarn ends. Unless you were doing stripes or something like that, then you might have more, but a solid color hat will only have 2 yarn ends. So I am going to weave my yarn in up through one of these ribbing, back down. You always want to weave back and forth a total of 3 times for any item that is going to get washed, especially in a washing machine. So I'm just going to go down the next ribbing. So we went up and down 3 times, and then I am going to fasten off. And then I'm going to grab my other yarn in, and in that very center of our hat where we made that magic circle, I am going to weave in my end, and I'm going to go again back and forth at least a total of 3 times. Please weave in this end. Do not clip it off. Yeah, people complain about the magic circle coming undone because they did not weave in the end. You still need to weave in that end. So there is your hat with your horizontal and your vertical stripes. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you want to suggest something for me to make next, you can do that as well. But as always, I thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. It helps me here.